Jamie, we're going to go through our World Cup predictions for the tournament, obviously starting very, very soon. Group A we'll start with, which is Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands. Now, it seems to me there are two sort of standout teams there in terms of going through, but how do you see that group working out?
Well, I agree with you. I think Senegal and Holland will be the big favourites to go through, and I think that's really important to us as well, because that's who we think
who England might play
in the next round. So I think that is really important. Obviously, Qatar, the host nation, Ecuador, but I think Senegal and Holland, I see Holland coming top of that group. I think they're in great form under Louis van Gaal, and I think they'll just pip Senegal.
I'd agree with that. So should we put those in? Holland in first place.
Yeah.
Senegal third. Ecuador or Qatar. What do you feel?
Qatar, host country, might get a bit of more support.
And then Ecuador last. Let's move on to Group B, which is, of course, is England's group. England, Iran, the USA, and Wales. Tough group, I think, personally. What's your feeling about the group?
I think it's tougher than what people will think when you look at the names on paper. So I think it won't be as easy as I said, what people think. I think England should finish top of the group, though. I would see that, and I would
put that one in straight away.
Yeah, I think Wales will just do it.
Do you?
I just think with sort of Gareth Bale, I think it's going to be the last time he plays for Wales. It's certainly his last tournament, and I think he'll want to go out with a bang. I think he's almost just trying to get himself ready, fit. He's in the MLS right now. I think it's all about being ready for those games, and I can just see him pulling something out the bag, something special in a game that gets them through.
I hope you're right. That'd be fantastic if both get through. And third place?
USA. And Iran fourth.
Okay. And we'll move on to Group C, which has got Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. What do you think for that group?
I think Argentina are the standout ones. I think right now they're the form nation in world football.
Yes, 35 games unbeaten, I think.
I just think it feels like if it's ever going to happen, it has to happen now for Messi.
For Messi, now or never. Yeah, I agree with that.
It definitely has that feeling. I think Poland, Lewandowski, is still one of the top strikers in world football, so I'd like to see sort of Argentina and Poland go through.
Okay, so put Argentina as first?
Yes.
Yeah. Poland second?
Yeah.
Third place?
Go for Mexico.
Okay, yeah. Now, on to Group D. France, Australia, Denmark, Tunisia. Quite a tricky one, I think, in terms of working out who can get through there.
It is. I mean, the standout one is France, but I think Denmark are one of the top teams in this tournament. So
that's partly why I was saying that. I think people underestimate Denmark a little bit.
I think they beat France recently in a friendly as well. And I think I think this could be a really tough group. I'm going to go for Denmark to finish top.
Are you? Okay, that's interesting. Talked you into that a little bit, didn't I?
Yeah, I go France second. And what that'll do, that can hopefully completely mess this tournament up about who's going to play who and might...
Yes, because in theory England would possibly play France in the quarterfinals if France won.
So this is maybe the heart rather than the head.
Wishful thinking, right? Yeah. Okay, fine. And then third place.
I'm going to go for Tunisia.
Yeah, and then Australia in fourth. Okay. Moving on to Group E, which has obviously two huge countries in it, in Spain and Germany, but also Costa Rica and Japan. Seems pretty obvious he'll go through, but in which order do you think?
I think Spain will finish top. I think that they're growing again under Luis Enrique, a lot of young players, certainly a few at Barcelona coming through right now. Certainly not of the quality that we've seen before. They won tournaments,
and they're young as well, aren't they?
Yeah, I was impressed with them in the last tournament as well. So I think they'll come out on top. I've seen Germany a lot of late with the Nations League, and I don't think they're quite at the level of Spain.
No, but you still think they'll come second? Germany?
Yes, Germany,
And third place?
I'll go for Costa Rica.
Yeah. Now, Group F. Belgium, Canada, Morocco and Croatia.
I think Croatia will finish top of that group.
Okay.
I know Belgium...
Any particular reason why?
I just think they always notoriously do well in tournaments.
Yeah.
They punch above the weight, if you like. And I just think with Belgium, I don't know if they're almost on the way down as a nation in terms of the age profile of the players. I saw Lukaku got an injury again
Lukaku,
just before the tournament. So whether he'll make it or not, and even if he does, he won't have played any games beforehand. So I think it could be tough for Belgium. I think Belgium will still sneak through.
Okay, so you got them in second.
Yeah.
And then
I'm going to go, Morocco third, which again, I think they'd be tough games for Croatia and Belgium, and Canada fourth,
Okay. Group G, so Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and the Cameroon.
Go for Brazil. I think alongside Argentina, they feel like they're in really good form. And notoriously, you think of the South American nations in a World Cup to light up, a tournament hasn't happened too often, certainly of late. In second position,
It's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a tough group, that.
It is. Switzerland tend to do reasonably well, don't they? They always seem to get through the groups. But
I'm going to leave this one to you, Jason.
I'm going to go Switzerland, actually. I think Switzerland are a tougher team to beat than people think. They haven't got any particular stars, but they always do reasonably well, I think.
Yeah.
So I'll say Switzerland there then. And then Cameroon and Serbia. Well, again, it's a tough group, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. Maybe we'll go Cameroon and then Serbia fourth.
Yeah.
Which means Serbia will win the group, of course. So Group H, we're almost there with the groups. Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay and South Korea.
You'd have to go for Portugal to top the group because of the quality of the players that they have. You know, it used to always be almost centred around Ronaldo, but it feels like they have so many top quality players. Now you just look at the players who play for Manchester City. I think Uruguay in second place.
Yep.
I would say, a really tough country. Just naturally, those type of players that they have make it difficult for anyone to come up against. I'll go for Ghana in third position, and then Korea.
So that takes us on to the round of 16.
Yeah, I like that.
So now it starts to get really interesting. The first one up is Netherlands against Wales.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Gareth Bale,
that's a step too far.
That could be the last game he ever plays for Wales.
I tend to agree.
Yeah, I think coming up against Holland, as I said, they're in great form. Been a big turnaround with Louis van Gaal, and I see Holland going through.
Yeah, I think that's one I agree with. Argentina, France. Blimey.
Wow.
In the last 16.
Yeah.
That's two heavyweights straight away, isn't it?
Oh. I'd love to see Messi go through or play in France. I'm going to go for Argentina.
Yeah, I think I might agree with. I think France have got a lot of problems.
Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of infighting.
They're missing Pogba. There's obviously issues around the squad again in terms of not just, as you say, infighting as well as who's fit. I think they might struggle a little bit more than people expect. They've got a lot of good young players, but they're very inexperienced in tournament football. So I think Argentina might do it. They're a very tough team, very well organised. England, Senegal.
Yeah, England.
Despite your love for Sadio Mane.
No, of course. I mean, and obviously, how I saw that they went through that last gas penalty. I know knocking Mo Salah out to Egypt, but no, I think England should have too much for Senegal.
Yeah. Denmark, Poland. It's a slightly trickier one, but
yeah. I'm going to go for Denmark.
Yeah.
I really like Denmark. I like what I saw
agree.
in the Euros. I said the form coming into the tournament as well. I think they're actually one of, if not the best team.
Yeah.
Don't have the individuals, if you like, but
I agree with that.
As a team. So I think Denmark will go through.
Okay. Spain, Belgium, another big one.
I think Spain will go through.
Right.
I just think Belgium have lost their chance to really do something. When I say really do something, they finished third in the last World Cup. But I just think that ship sailed in terms of winning the tournament.
It's almost the same defence going into this World Cup. It's 4 years later.
They've been great players, but I just feel like they're too old. So I'll go for Spain.
Wow, and then we've got a big South American game, Brazil against Uruguay.
We've picked some great games,
I know, I was going to say, this is pretty impressive.
I hope it does end up like this. No, you'd have to go for Brazil over Uruguay.
Okay.
They'll know them well as well from the South American qualifiers.
Yeah.
And Brazil will go through.
And I would say another great game, Croatia, Germany.
Yeah. I'm going to go for Croatia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, is that
Go on.
I haven't been that impressed with Germany.
Right.
When I've seen them in the last few years. Obviously, England played them in the Euros.
Yes.
Seen them in Nations League, and Croatia, with Modric still in there pulling the strings, still one of the top players in world football.
Okay.
I think Croatia might go through.
Okay, good. And the final game of this round, Portugal against Switzerland.
Portugal.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's... although Switzerland are a tough team to beat, but I think you're right. Now then, we're on to the quarterfinals already. Another big... Well, they're all going to be big ones from now on, aren't they, really, to be honest? But Netherlands against Argentina. How would you see this one playing out?
I think Argentina will just have enough. I think we keep going back to Messi, but there's more than just Messi in this team. Obviously defensively strong.
Yeah.
Always got good attacking players. And I think they'll just have too much because Holland's obviously got some great players as well. I think of Virgil van Dijk at the back.
Yes.
Frankie de Jong in midfield.
Yes.
Depay at the top end of the pitch. But no, I think the Messi factor gets Argentina through.
And Spain, Brazil.
I'm going to go for Brazil.
Okay.
I think they may have just a little bit more power and physical presence than maybe Spain do with that young technical team. So I'm going to go for Brazil.
I've just seen the semi-final just set up there, so I'm just getting ahead of myself already, but go on. Yeah, so Brazil for that one. England, Denmark. Obviously a rematch from the semi-final.
And we came out on top. We did have home advantage at Wembley. It was a tough game. I think Denmark took the lead. But again, I just think England's extra quality, maybe individually.
Okay.
And I do think England are a good team. As I said, with Denmark, a really good team. But I do think there's a real togetherness with England. So I'm going to go for England to go through.
England are going further than I thought they would at this tournament so far. This is good news. And then Croatia, Portugal.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Portugal.
Right.
I just think they've got a little bit extra.
It's got too much for them, yeah?
Yeah. I think they're a really good nation, Portugal.
Now, semi-finals, almost there. Argentina, Brazil. Try and call that one.
I'm going to go for Argentina. I think they beat them in the Copa America final, maybe a year or two ago.
Good memory, yes, they did, yes.
I think they just got the edge on them. I'm not quite sure who won the qualifying situation, but there's so many teams involved, and that's like a huge league.
Okay.
But I just think the whole emotion around everyone in that Argentinian squad of trying to almost do it for Messi in some ways will come through. And it'll be Messi, Neymar, if you like, in that semi-final.
Yes.
So Messi has just got the edge as a player for me, so I'm going to go through Argentina.
Yeah, I fancy Brazil myself, to be honest, but yeah, you might well be right. And then England against Portugal.
I'm going to go for Portugal.
Okay.
I think Portugal will beat England.
Oh dear. Why?
I just think they've got a little bit more quality. Maybe the players I'm thinking of, Diaz at the back, I'm a huge fan, Cancelo.
Yes.
Bernardo Silva in midfield. We've got lots of players at the top end of the pitch. We talk about Ronaldo maybe not even being in the 11.
Yeah.
I just think there's some really world-class players in the Portugal team that I think just edge the amount of world-class players we have in the England team.
Okay. Would that be failure and not for England? What would that be?
Oh no,
you'd be happy, not happy, but you think that's acceptable?
I think it's more than acceptable.
Yeah. Okay, good. Then the final, Argentina, Portugal, Messi, Ronaldo.
Perfect.
Go on.
What a way to go out.
Yeah.
I've always been in the Messi camp.
So have I. Good.
In terms of two of the greatest players, not just of this generation, but of all time. But I just think it'd be fitting if Messi could go out with a World Cup.
So you think Argentina are going to win it?
Argentina, World Cup champions 2022.
Wow. There we go. 24% of players predicted Argentina to win. So
well, they're definitely one of the favourites, aren't they? So
absolutely.
You can understand the position they find themselves in. Yeah.
It's interesting because obviously the last World Cup, the South American teams didn't even do that well, did they? Didn't make the last four. But this time, I think we both feel that Argentina and Brazil are going to be amongst the favourites to possibly win it. I think the winner will come between one of those two nations myself.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If they meet each other in the semi-final, one of them gets the final, I think whoever they came up against, I think you'd fancy the chances.
Great. Well, thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.